Hi, I'm McCauley, and it's my privilege and honor to be at Pray It Off in Syracuse, New York. We talked a few weeks ago about barriers to weight loss. And I think, every week we could talk about lettuce and cucumbers, or we can try to talk about those things that are at the foundation of our beings that prevent us from valuing ourselves enough to want to take care of ourselves. And number 2 on that list was a corrupted self-image. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I think many of us in this room, especially when it comes to our bodies and our health, have a corrupted self-image. But then I was thinking about that for a minute, and I was thinking, maybe I don't have it as much as I thought I did, because when I say I'm 60 and someone says, oh, I thought you were older, I'm thinking, what, are you kidding me? I look great. I look fabulous and I'm 60. So I must not have that much of a corrupted self-image because I think I look pretty good for 60. So, but having said that, I do think, though, that we need to look at self-image and self-sabotage, because you join Pray It Off and it's starting to work, you're doing great, and all of a sudden you start to binge, you cheat, you think I've been so good, I deserve this, you fall off the wagon, and it's almost like you're a puppet on a string. I've done this before, I've gained weight, lost it back, gained, lost, and that's just what I do. Now, what we really need to look at is how we answer this question. I am. I am what? Now, if I were to start, I could say, I'm outgoing. I'm a good salesperson. Would I say I'm fat? I might say I'm chunky, because isn't that a nicer word? Or you sit around, and if you were to say I'm what? If I force you to say nice things about yourself, you might say, well, I'm generous, or I'm kind, or I'm thoughtful. But when it comes to your body, do you say, I'm sexy? Now, there's a few people in this room who might just say, hey, honey, I am sexy. Good for you. Good for you for thinking that. But the thing is, are we... is table 6 saying we're the sexiest table? Is that what you're saying over there? They're just the sexiest table. And table 1's going, wait a minute, we gotta be the sexiest table at Pray It Off. No. But what do we say about ourselves? And what it gets to? It's like if I said, well, are you athletic? Oh no, I'm a klutz. Or are you creative? Oh no, I can't do anything. Or, hey, can you sing? I can't carry a tune. I mean, what do you say about yourself? Do you say, hey, I might not make it to the Metropolitan Opera, but I love to sing and I love to praise the Lord. But do you have to say that part about, I might not make it? How about if you just said, I'm a great singer? Say it and believe it. We all have this mini self-concept about ourselves, and it starts in early childhood. A lot of people, if your parents are like, hey, you're kind of fat, and they got you going to the doctors all the time, you start thinking you're fat from a young age. If you think that, you get a B and your parents are saying that's not good enough, you think you're stupid. Or the other kids call you names. I think I've shared with the group so often that they used to call us retards because my sister's got a mental handicap. And I think a lot of my foundation is always trying to prove that I'm not, I'm smart, I'm this, and don't think of me that way. And it's taken me years to wrap my head around that. So often we think we're going to fail, and you know what? We always seem to fail because that's what we think we're going to do. And let's talk about an analogy with money. If I said to you right now, let's say you make 50 grand a year, and I say to you, how about if you made 50 grand a week? So often, people can't wrap their head around that. You ever hear about those people who win the lottery and they end up, blowing it, and they're bankrupt and they're in jail and they're laying in some alley somewhere because they don't know how to handle it. They don't think they deserve that, or they don't know how to deal with it. Vince earned $2,000 over the summer working very hard and making his father proud at his company. To him, $2,000 is like a fortune. And I say to him, I gave him a little motherly advice. I said, do you know how fast $2 grand's going to go in New York City, honey? You go, oh, let's go to a Broadway show, I'll get a cab, you know, and I tried to make them understand that that money can go very quickly. We need to understand, though, if someone said to me right now, you're going to have, like that people who win $1,000 a day for life, that's $365,000 a year. Imagine wrapping your head around that. Well, let's wrap our head. What if I said to you, all of you right now, boom, you're at your goal weight. Every single one of you are going to walk out the door. Some of you are going to be at 150, some 170, some 130. You're all going to be at your goal weight. What would you do with that? Would you go home and say, rocky road for everyone, I'm at my goal weight. Give me another sausage sandwich and load up the pepper and onions. And the next thing you know, you'd be at your goal weight, and like a year from now, you're like, are we going to start praying off again? Or would you say, whoa, I'm at my goal weight, and I'm maybe going to have a little treat, but I'm going to work hard, I'm going to stay here. It's the same thing with that. We are on a constant journey to get to our goal weight, but the first thing is, we have to think we deserve it. We have to think that our self-image, and this is where our faith comes in. In whose image were we created? In God's image. We were created in the image of God. If we think about that, don't you think we deserve to be happy and healthy and whole? We might not, ever get to be a size 8 or a size 0, but happy, healthy, whole. We deserve that. And a doctor talks about a plastic surgeon who heals people of huge facial scars or cleft palates. And they're still shy and retiring and lacking in confidence, even though they look in the mirror. I can't tell you how many times I look in the mirror and I still see myself at 370. So often it's hard to wrap yourself around a weight loss. When the self-image is reconstructed, the person changes. If the self-image stays the same, the person's behavior stays the same. If we lose weight, we have to believe we deserve it. We have to get to the source of why we're overweight. There's many sources. We like food too much. We don't move too much. We're so busy thinking about everybody else, we don't think about ourselves. We're fooling ourselves thinking we are eating less and moving more when we're not. Or is it bigger? Is it that subconsciously we think this is what I deserve? I deserve to be overweight, because what would I do if I ever didn't have to fight that battle of the bulge? What would I do with my life if I didn't have to not worry about being fat? This is what we do. We're overweight. This is my J-O-B. I'm F-A-T, my J-O-B. Is it? Is it my job? Or is my whole person, when I call you on the phone, you see an image of me, but what if you never met me? I talk to people every day on the phone who don't know me, who don't know my body. And I'm like talking and yucking it up with them. My person is who they're getting a good sense of who I am without seeing my body. We're a soul, we're a heart, intelligence, and a body. Our self-image, though, controls our behaviors. If we think we're going to fail, then what will we do, everybody? We'll fail. But if we think, you know what, starting today, August 28th, 2014, and then a few people are going, but wait a minute, the fair's this weekend and it's Labor Day. How about if we start September 2nd? That's what we do with our lives, and that's another thing I want to bring up today. If we're constantly saying, well, let me get through the fair, let me get through Labor Day, and then September, and then oops, what about that wedding? Okay, let me get through that wedding. Let me get through Thanksgiving. How about Christmas? What about January 1? That's what we do. We have to decide today that we will create a new self-image that doesn't have anything to do with a holiday, that doesn't have anything to do with vacation, that has nothing to do even with what we eat. Our new self-image, if we close our eyes, is someone who's healthy and happy and whole, who isn't constantly going, I want a cookie, poor me, womp, womp, I can't have it. It's not a matter of denial. It's a matter of a choice. It's a matter of who I want to be as a person is more important than overindulging. And here's something that I think everyone should do. And I believe so much in it that next week I'm bringing pens and a note card for every person. And we're going to write a description of our new self-image. We're going to write down what we want to see from Pray It Off. It's going to be a goal card that you're going to carry in your purse, your wallet, your pocket. It's going to be positive, it's going to be personal, and it's going to be present. Let me give you an example. I love myself, and I want to be in the 190s, and I want to stay there, and I'm starting today by eating less and moving more. Positive, personal, present. And then act the part. Act it like. I am not even going to mention the years where I might have struggled. I'm not going to mention the personal or physical issues. I'm taking it right here and I'm going forward and I'm acting the part and I am going to do this, and you're going to fake it till you make it. You ever hear that story? I've told the story before. I've done this group 6.5 years. I've been in sales my whole life in one shape or form. Everybody's in sales. They just don't know it. So people would call me up and I could have had the worst day ever, ever, ever. And they'd be like, "Hi, Ellen, how you doing?" "Fantastic." Pretty soon you feel fantastic. You walk into work with a smile on your face, people catch it. You fake it till you make it. Last week I talked about being more positive. You wouldn't believe how many people were negative at the scale. And I let them get away with it only because I knew what the topic was tonight. We are the stars of our own movie. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. Roberto. We are the stars. This is our movie. And I'd like to accept the Academy Award and thank all the little people in my Pray It Off group who made this happen. Thank you. I am the star and this is my movie. You are the star of your own movie. Think about that. Wouldn't the star have her hair done or the guy have his hair combed? Wouldn't we care about what we look like? Act as though I am and I will be. We need this is important. Affirmation without action is the beginning of a delusion. So many people think I'm in Pray It Off and I'm doing something about my weight because I go to Thursday night. Every Thursday I go. But you don't eat less, you don't move more, and you don't lose any weight. So you're at the group and you're saying, I want to lose weight, I want to get healthy, but affirmation without action is the beginning of a delusion. 21 days of consistent effort makes a habit. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Patience, persistence. If you've failed, if you say, I'm doing everything I possibly can and I can't lose weight, give me a call on a Sunday. Maybe we can brainstorm a couple of different ideas. Visualize yourself. We've done this before. We've cut out pictures from magazines. We've looked at other people. I don't want you to do that because no one's you. You are the star of your own movie. I think all of us can close our eyes and just see ourselves perhaps maybe walking a little farther or getting up and down the stairs without huffing or puffing, or maybe putting on an outfit that you haven't worn in a while. Read your written goal at least twice a day. We're going to write a goal. You're going to get it in your pocket. And they even say, read it twice a day and maybe write it like at different places. Like if you got a little thing on your refrigerator, say, get to 170, or be healthy, be happy. It doesn't have to be a weight number. It can be whatever is the goal. It sounds cheesy, but profound truths in life are the simplest and most obvious ones. The formula is simple. Decide what you want to look like. Project your new image on the screen of your mind. Visualize it. Think about the new you constantly. Create a written description of your new image and read it at least twice per day. Write it out daily for more impact. And follow through with actions that are consistent with your goal. Your marvelous and powerful mind will do the rest. If you wake up every day going, I hate my life, I want to eat whatever I want, everything stinks, then the day will stink. And I have a thing in my office that says something wonderful is going to happen to me today. And I look at it and I make that wonderful thing happen. We're going to stop right there, Bobby.